and she's barked.
Hey there, everybody. It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. Hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. I'm with my man, Trevor Hillstrom. Trevor, hope you had a Merry Christmas, you and yours. Are we ready to win some money for this weekend's slate?
I guess so. Let's get it going.
Let's make it more merry and more bright. All right, let's check it out here. Let's take a few minutes and look at the Saturday slate. Are you playing Saturday?
Oh, yeah, I'll play Saturday. Yeah, there's a 2-game slate I really don't play, but 3 games I kind of like.
Yeah, I do too. Two feels not enough.
Especially for Thanksgiving, I like 3-game slates.
Talk to me. Let's just go through each game quickly. New England and the Chargers, is there anything in there that you really like?
Well, it looks like, is Vidal going to get all the action there? Because, I think Vidal's getting all the action at running back.
Gus is out.
He's out. So at his price point, he could be the key to the slate. If you don't have him, you might lose. But the flip side of that, if you do have him and he busts out, then you're not going to win. But I'm playing him.
Do you like him in seasonal leagues?
If you're pretty desperate for running back, but if you're in the championship game, you probably got better options.
I am in a championship game, and I'm reeling. I'm in a few leagues. But Vidal, I have Connor and Benson. I think I have a better chance of suiting up than both those guys.
Yeah, well, it looks like Connor's practicing in limited fashion, so he's a gamer. That Connor's a gamer, but
would you run him out there if you're Arizona?
I would not. There's no need to.
No need to. You just signed him to a big contract. No need to. Yeah. All right. So Vidal, I think Vidal is firmly in play. I think he's 1,000% in play.
Yeah.
He could be the slate breaker.
McConkey's in play. You're going to have to, the McBride's on the slate for tight end. He burned us last week. I'm coming back with him. But with the Chargers, the flex spot is Disley's practicing. If Disley plays at 3,700, I might flex him too.
That's interesting. Well, let's start with the big guys on this slate. Jamar Chase, is he a must?
No, I'm not playing him.
Because you were worried about Patrick Surtain?
Well, that and the price point. I can't fit him in with the players that I want. I want McBride. I want Kyron. I want Nakua. So it's pretty hard to get the Chase in this situation.
Can I give you the tight end that you never knew you wanted?
Sure.
Adam Troutman.
Yeah, yeah, you just never know. I'm going to focus mostly on the Denver's passing side of the ball. I'm going. And
Cincinnati is horrific against tight ends. Troutman could get you, 3 or 4x. He could get you 10 points, and all of a sudden, it's the gift that keeps on giving because it allows you to get. If you have Vidal and Troutman, you might be able to do whatever else you want with your lineups.
Yep, that makes sense. I'm going to go with Nix. I'm going to go with Sutton. I'm going to have a little bit of Valet in some of my lineups. Got to attack Denver's or Cincinnati's secondary.
I like that. Nix and Sutton and Troutman. And then who are those running backs? Are you going Kyron for sure? Are you going Chase Brown? Or Vidal? We have to have Vidal.
We have to have Vidal, I think. If he.
So who are the other receivers are we going with? Puka?
Puka.
Who else?
Puka. I'm fading. I'm totally fading Cincinnati. So if I'm fading Cincinnati, it makes sense that I would play Denver's defense. It's scary to play, but it's either going to be them. I think you can pay up for the Chargers, depending the Rams.
I like paying up for the Chargers. I think we can do that. We want to get McBride in, right, for sure. Yes. So now I need a wide receiver for 4,800.
I just made the lineup too.
You wanted McConkey in, didn't you?
I'm passing on McConkey for my main lineup, but I am playing Bailey. I don't know. Yeah, my lineup goes Nix, Vidal, Williams, Nakua, Sutton, Bailey, McBride. I had Disley in there and the Rams defense, but that can all change.
I see what you do. I see. So I like that. So get the Rams in, and now I'm up to 5,000. I mean, what I have right now is I have Nix, Kyron, Vidal, Sutton, Puka, McBride, Troutman.
Yeah. I mean, the lineups are very similar, and from Thanksgiving on a 3-game slate, 1 or 2 players are going to make the difference.
Do you like Marvin Harrison or Quentin Johnston?
No.
Me either.
No, I don't like those guys.
I know. You know what it is? Can I ask you this question? Because this is a really important question. Why is it? Is it psychologically about leaving money on the table? Because I feel like, I've got 5,000. I need to spend it all, where I really don't.
No, it is psychological. It's very hard not to pay up because you think you need those premium players. And a lot of times you do, but if you were making a lot of lineups like I do, and if you were to price point at 1 to 2,000, that's a way under the salary cap. That's a way to get different. You can still have quality players.
And I think I can do that with that lineup. I think I could put a really good lineup together and probably have like $1,000 in my pocket.
Yeah, and that's a good way to get different.
All right, I might do that. I like getting different. All right, let's take a look at the Sunday main slate. Here we go. Tennessee against Jacksonville. This game was an epic fail, Trevor, the last time they played. Most people go in and they say to themselves, it's going to fail again. I think this game might succeed. I think this game goes over the 39.5. Do you like this game at all?
Well, you have to like Brian Thomas Jr. right now. I mean, and you have to kind of like Spears. Spears cost me a championship chance this week because I took him out at the last second because Pollard was playing, and I put in the 49ers running back and made a stupid call and lost by like 8 points. But yeah, Spears has been playing really well right now. So yeah, you got Thomas, you got Spears. I'm not going back to Strange. I don't think. I think you could, but
No, do not play Strange. Whatever you do not play Strange. Tennessee is pretty good against tight ends.
Right, and Chigokonku is interesting too. They finally, they need a quarterback that will throw him the football because he's a big athletic body.
No, you didn't mention Calvin Ridley. I think you should be mentioning Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, Ridley too. Yeah, I forgot about him. He's definitely worth a look too.
Yeah, I think this game has a little bit more fantasy goodness than people think.
Well, everybody's going to think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and that's what we've said it many, many times every week that when you think it's going to go over under, go the opposite.
So speaking of that, Carolina Tampa Bay is 48.5. It's the highest scoring game of the early slate. I kind of like the game, but is this game going to explode? And if it does, I think I almost like the Bryce Young side of it because he's dirt cheap and I can fit a lot of guys around him, Trevor.
Yeah, I like the Carolina side more because they are cheaper. This game did score a lot of points. They went to overtime the last time. I think Tampa snuck out an overtime win. Hubbard went crazy. Evans went crazy. You got to like the running back over there.
Bucky Irving.
I mean, he's in a great spot, and he's not over 7,000 yet. He should be over 7,000, and he's not. So, yeah, you got a lot of players. Thielen looks good. Looks like a lot of Carolina players are the receivers like Thielen and Leggett. They're all questionable right now. I have to think Thielen's going to play. Leggett just got downgraded today. More could be in there. Coker, I didn't even look on the list for Coker, but
I didn't realize that Thielen was injured, but he was added today. That's not good.
No, so was Leggett. But, I've noticed now the last few weeks that teams are just adding players nonstop on Wednesday and Thursday. Then come Sunday, they're fine.
I would tell you that Jalen Coker is a must play if Thielen or Leggett get out. I mean, rubber stamp them in.
If they're out, you got to play them.
Right. What now? Where are you with Mike Evans in this start?
Well, I like Evans. Evans had a great game against them last time. They don't have nobody that can match up with Evans over there. So I don't think he's a must start, but he's definitely a good play. Yeah,
he is a very good play. I agree with that. All right, Giants against Indianapolis. This has a mess written all over it. Do you know what Anthony Richardson completed 7 passes last week?
Yeah, and he still scored well over 20 points. I believe.
Unreal. 7 passes.
Yeah.
So can you play Jonathan Taylor again? Can you play Malik Neighbors again? Can I play Richardson again? What can I play?
Well, I don't think Tyrone Tracy's going to play. He hasn't practiced all week. Singletary is dirt cheap. Can he score 15 plus points in this game? I mean,
yes.
At 4,200, he's a perfect flex spot for 4,200. You're not going to find a flex spot at that price that can, score you 15 plus points. So if Tracy is out, oh, hello. If Singletary is his main guy, I mean, I'm going with him in a lot of lineups because he's going to be 4,200.
Jonny Danger joins us.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. I sat down at the desk and saw this live, and I thought, man, I'm going to come interrupt.
Who invited you anyway?
We thought you were doing family things.
Oh, well, I'm working today, sir.
Sorry you have to work today. We're working today too, trying to make people money.
I like it. Where are we at?
We just covered Saturday slate. Now we're looking at the main slate on Sunday. We hit a little, catch us up, Danger. Tennessee, Jacksonville, Carolina, Tampa Bay. Do you like any pieces in those games?
Well, I'm interested to see what's going to happen in Carolina. Literally, their whole team has question marks right now. And I like that side of the ball. But if they're all going to be unhealthy, that's a problem.
Who do you think plays in here? I mean, you're right. Trevor was just saying that in practice, guys like Thielen, Leggett, Tremble, they're all popping up. Mm-hmm. They're all popping up. But, I mean, are these guys not going to play? I think they're all going to suit up. That'd be my guess.
I think they're going to play. I'm really interested in Coker this week, to be honest.
Coker mentioned him.
Yeah. So. Big fan there.
We said he was a lock button. And then Trevor was just saying in the Colts-Giant game, if Tracy's out, is Singletary the guy you need?
Oh, I think so. Singletary's playing for another new contract, right? He's got to find a home. He might be out of this offense next year.
Well, what does Tracy have? He didn't practice with an ankle. Didn't even practice. Huh. Mm-hmm. So is he? How much is he?
4,200.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's almost a free square.
Yeah.
But if he scores 10 points, you won't win. That's the catch-22 to it. But
I think you have to play him.
Yeah. If he scores 20 and you don't play him, you won't win. Or if he scores 15.
I mean, 15, 16 is 4X. I mean, that's a beautiful thing.
Because we only have 8 games on the slate, so there's so many less players. And the running back spots, well, there's some good spots, but they're not like they popped last week. Last week, we all liked those running back spots, and they were all popping. And everybody thought they were winning all this money with Barkley, and then all of a sudden that changed. You needed the other back.
Well, Trevor, what I have here is they haven't updated because they won't until finals, right? But I've got Tyrone Tracy as the number 1 leverage play on the slate. So if he's out, that's got to move Singletary right up there.
Yeah.
Danger, we were talking before about leaving money on the table. And that psychologically, if you have 4,800, the first thing you do is look for a guy who's 4,800. And Trevor's like, look, you do 3,800, you're different. What's your thoughts on spending all your money?
When we're playing friends and family with 36 of our closest friends, I think it's fine. You maximize every dollar you have. I think if you're playing larger than that, when I play 150, I don't know about Trevor, but when I play 150, I'll take 30 of them and set it at max 4,600 just to be different with those last or 46,000 I should say, to keep that $4,000 off the board. I do it all the time, and I think it's super smart.
4,000 might be a little much for me, but a couple thousand.
Certainly 1,000, right?
Sure. 1 to 2,000. That's.
I need to do that more often. I really do. I need to do that more often,
especially in a 3-game slate like Saturday. It's the big way to get different.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's where I'm going to start it. All right, Las Vegas against New Orleans. Danger uses a term flop lag. Is there anybody floppier or laggier than Kendra Miller?
I don't know. I just don't think he's that good.
Cost me about $2,600 because in the showdown slates I had Green Bay defense in almost all my lineups, along with Jacobs, and the fact that he didn't get one more point cost me getting first place.
So let's answer this question from my man David Rolone. Great guy. Merry Christmas, David. All right, if Tracy's out, I'm pivoting to Vidal.
Yeah, and Singletary must be picked up. You can't pick up Singletary. So, yeah, I would go with Vidal.
I think I would.
Yep. I like Vidal.
And our friend Miguel says there's no magic number to leave on the table. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That is probably true. All right, so do we like that? What about Brock Bowers? If we're going to have money, is Brock Bowers worth 6,700 Danger?
I mean, I got him as a ceiling play of about 35 points. I think his floor is probably 12 to 14. I mean, minimum. So, I mean, 6,700 to make sure that you're absolutely basically going to 3X. I mean, I think that's okay. And I think when you're looking at Bowers and you're looking at him like a wide receiver, not a tight end.
Yeah.
Trevor, is he a must for you?
He's not a must play. There's a couple other tight ends on the slate I like, but he's a play I'm going to play. If I'm playing 3 lineups, he'd be in like 1 or 2.
I think I really like – I don't think Kate Otten plays. I kind of like Payne Durham a little bit. Carolina is atrocious against tight ends. And Payne Durham, didn't he have 5 or 6 catches last week against Dallas?
I mean, it might be chalky, but I think I'm going back to Chig at 36, to be honest. I mean, Jacksonville's terrible. He's been doing really great. I don't care what the ownership is.
If you're going to pay 36 for Chig, then I'll pay the extra 900 for Hawkinson this week. I think he has a big game.
I hope so.
We're going to get to that game in just a bit. I know Trevor wants to talk about that bad boy. All right, Jets Buffalo. Now, this game is a mess. This game is a mess, and I'll tell you why. Because the Jets should be better than they are, but they stink. And Buffalo is trying to go for, the bye week. Can we play Breece Hall against a Bills defense that has let up the most receptions to running backs, the most receiving yards to running backs, the most touchdowns to running backs out of the backfield? Trevor, can we play Breece Hall, or do we have to fade him because we don't trust Rodgers?
I don't trust Rodgers. I'm not going to really play much of Hall myself. I'm not going to. I mean, I see he got 19 touches last week, which is a bump from what he's had of late. The way to beat Buffalo is on the ground, but Rodgers, he wants to just wing that ball as much as he can.
Danger, what are your thoughts?
No love for Breece Hall. I have him as running back 21 on the week.
Ooh, what about Adams or Wilson?
Let me look at him. I like Adams a lot. I think that I think Adams the guy. We keep thinking it's going to be Wilson. Aaron Rodgers isn't the guy to kowtow to people who whine. He loves his boy Adams. He's just going to keep throwing it to him.
Trevor, do you like any Buffalo guys in this game?
Not really, no. I'm kind of passing. I think it's just going to be a lower scoring game.
And I've got Cook as running back 19, so I'm not interested in him either.
Trevor says it's lower scoring, but Vegas has this game at 46.5.
Yeah.
No, I don't like it.
Do you like Shakir?
A little bit. Yeah, well, yeah, Shakir's okay. I mean, there's other guys on the slate I'm going to probably play. But back to the optimizer you're using, it said James Cook was going to stink last week, and I couldn't believe that, and he rolled.
You're right. Yeah, it's not right all the time.
But Cook, I just don't like Cook's. Cook's not going to have that big a game this week, I don't think.
I think he's fine. I don't think he's special. I don't think you're winning or losing because of Cook. But he's going to be low owned. Nobody's going to play him.
I just feel like this is going to be a low scoring grinder. I agree with Trev.
All right, Dallas against Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, a must play on this kind of messy slate.
Not for me, he's not. Dallas' defense is playing much better. We don't know what Hurts is going to be doing. If Hurts is out, they're going to play 9-man box. Washington completely shut down Barkley once Hurts went out, and they stacked the box. I mean, he was on his way to a 50-point fantasy game if Hurts plays. Without the fear of Hurts, they can stop Barkley.
Danger, I don't see Hurts playing this week. I want him to. I need him to in a league, but I just don't see it.
I don't think so. I mean, they're still technically trying to play for a bye, but I think just being healthy is more important. I could see them giving Barkley the first few series, 80% of the touches, just to see if he can get some room, because he's got 252 yards to go to break the record. But if it looks like it's tough sledding, I could see them just kind of pivoting to just not doing that. So it's such a dangerous play at 8,600. Honestly, if DraftKings was smart, they'd have priced him down at like 8,000 instead of 8,600 and teased people into playing him.
That would have been interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What about the other way to look at this game? AJ, can we play any Eagle receiver? If Hurts is out, can we play any Eagle receiver?
I'm out.
Okay. Can we play any Dallas offensive guy against the Eagles defense?
I'm out.
No, I'm out too.
I rush against that secondary. No, thanks.
It feels like this slate is very condensed. Mm-hmm. We like Carolina, Tampa Bay. I know we're going to like Green Bay, Minnesota. I kind of like Miami, Cleveland more than other people do, but that could just be me. But outside of that, it feels like these are the two games I need to have.
Yeah, I'm going to let other people take a shot on this game. I think they're going to look at these two teams and think high scoring and play some plays here, and I just don't see it.
All right, let's talk about that Miami-Cleveland game, okay? I want to discuss this here for a second. If I'm not mistaken, Miami has a small chance to make the playoffs. Microscopically small, but small.
Very small.
Cleveland plays man coverage. They allow explosive plays. Why is Tyreek Hill not everybody's first choice of a receiver this week?
Because he hasn't done it much in the last, 2 months.
Even better that I'm going to play.
Better.
Play
it. I'm seeing him at 18% ownership, and like I said last week, and I think it was true, he doesn't seem like he wants to be there. He looks like he's going through the motions to get through the season.
What about, is Tua playable? Is Jalen Waddle going to play? Is Jonnu Smith going to play, Trevor? You like any of these guys?
Jonnu Smith I like. Jonnu Smith's the guy I would go to here. He's a good option at tight end.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. You Hill's 6,900. I mean, you could spend that money worse, but I think it's a risk. And if it was 6,900 and he was going to be under 10%, sure. But I've got him at 18 to 20 in some spots that I'm looking.
And actually, Cleveland's defense didn't play too bad against Cincinnati last week. It could have been a lot worse considering the low output the offense left that defense in a lot of bad situations. So Cleveland's been playing a little bit better defensively.
But Cleveland's offensive line has been a train wreck. Miami's going to sack him. Miami's out of the ball a lot.
And what's the weather going to be like in Cleveland?
Well, that's my biggest problem with the game, because I really like the Miami side of this game. I do. I like the Miami side. But I worry about that in terms of, I think this is just the sneaky under the radar game that nobody's thinking about. That's all I'm saying.
And of course, Achan is always, he's always within mention. Danger mentioned him was last week. And sure enough, he did pop off. He got that late touchdown that really got him into a lot of winning lineups.
Yeah, I really only like him. I feel like Tua is playing to not get hurt right now. I feel like Hill is checked out. I just don't care for it. So Achan, because he's going to get 16 carries and going to get 5-6 targets. So he's going to touch the ball 20 times. Weather's okay, 50 degrees, 80% chance of rain, 17 mile per hour wind, but that doesn't always matter in that stadium. I've been to a couple games there, and it always seems like the wind kind of just goes over the stadium. So,
all right, let's get to the Trevor game, the Trevor Bowl, Green Bay against Minnesota. Let's break it down from a Vikings perspective, Trevor. First, before we break it down from the Packers perspective, do we like Sam Darnold? Do we like the revenge narrative from Aaron Jones? How do the Vikings receivers match up? Who's in play, according to you?
Well, Sam Darnold's in play, of course. He smoked the Packers last time, but then again, they didn't have Jared Alexander. Jared's going to be back. I don't know how healthy he's going to be. I know Justin Jefferson's going to be up for this game. I like Jordan Addison. I like Jones, and I love T.J. Hawkinson this week. And DFS Hero, their best value play on the board at tight end is Hawkinson, and their best value play at quarterback is Darnold.
Okay. On the other side, Danger, am I crazy to tell you I love Jaden Reed this game? Love Jaden Reed against the little zone coverage. Minnesota wretched against slot receivers. Jaden Reed going to line up in that slot. Maybe he goes 5 for 80, gets a touchdown in this one. Christian Watson, not 100%. And do we like the Jordan Love opposite side on this or no, Danger?
I mean, would it shock you to believe that I built one lineup this week and it's Jordan Love, Aaron Jones, Reed and Addison so far.
Wait, let me hear that game. Love who?
Love, Aaron Jones, Reed, Addison. Although I might switch to Hawkinson if you think it's a Hawk game. I mean, he's number 3 in the points on Pater, but he's a negative correlation play because they have him as the highest owned tight end.
Trevor, what do you think of that? That's a nice little stack. Miguel Cordova likes that stack, Danger. Miguel's liking it.
I think on 18 states that it's okay to stack a game. I think you play 4 or 5 guys from one game.
Well, the Green Bay is going to try to run against the Vikings. I think they'll be able to run a little bit. Jacobs isn't going off like he has. Jordan Love could throw 300 yards in this game. This could be a 30-27 type of ball game. I don't think the Vikings defense is going to stop the Packers much. I don't think the Packers defense is going to stop the Vikings much. So I think this is going to be a high scoring game up and down the field.
Do you like Romeo Doubs in this one, Trevor?
I like Dobbs a little bit. I'm going back to my guy Wicks. Wicks seems to do well against the Vikings. So I know he did last time against the Vikings. I think he scored 2 touchdowns. The only bad thing about Wicks is he drops a lot of balls.
You know what I love, Doc, when I'm looking over at my thing and I'm not looking at the screen and Trevor's talking and I hear the click of your pen. I like that.
I actually like Wicks. And I love I can't get past Jayden Reed. I love Jayden Reed endlessly this weekend. And I think you're right, guys. So Trevor, you're right on Hawkinson. And Danger, I think if there's no other game that we're dying to, maybe this is the game you go all in and just throw it all in this one, right? Maybe it's a Jordan Love, Wicks, Reed, bring it back with Aaron Jones and Hawkinson, and then figure it out from there.
Well, I'm taking my first crack at the $5 mega multi tonight, Trevor. Tonight.
Oh.
So we'll see how that plays out, and then we'll see how many lineups I play for Minnesota Green Bay.
All right, Trevor, give me what Miguel says. They are always shootouts. It's true, they are. All right, Trevor, give me a lineup. Get a lineup for me?
I do.
All right, fire away.
It's Bryce
Danger,
Young.
you're up next, so get ready.
I'm ready.
Bryce Young.
What do you got?
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young, I like it.
Bucky Irvin.
Love it.
Jonathan Taylor.
Heard he's good.
Mike Evans.
Okay.
Reed.
Yep.
Thielen. Actually, I'm going to change.
Assuming that he's playing.
Changing Thielen. I forgot why. I know why. I'm going to play Coker instead.
So we're taking out Thielen?
Yeah, we're taking out Thielen and putting Coker in instead because I forgot about another dude I wanted to play.
Okay, go ahead. Hawkinson?
Yeah, well, Singletary too.
Can I get them all? I think I'm going to have too much money here, Trevor.
No.
Dude, we have 3,400 for a defense. Who am I playing?
I'm playing the Eagles.
Playing the Eagles. All right, so here's Trevor's team, Danger. Bryce Young, Bucky Irving, Jonathan Taylor, Mike Evans, Jayden Reed, Jalen Coker, TJ Hawkinson, Singletary, and the Eagles.
Okay.
All right. What do you got?
Okay. I got Jordan Love.
Okay.
I got Bucky.
For sure.
I got Aaron Jones.
Okay.
I got Jayden Reed.
Okay.
I got Mr. Coker.
Everybody's getting coked up.
That's right. I got Mr. McMillan.
Interesting.
I'm doing a double mini stack is what I'm doing here, Doc. I got Hawkinson at tight end.
Yeah.
Right now I have Barkley in my flex. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. I like it.
I'm probably gonna change it, but I like
defense.
it. And I got the Raiders defense beating the crap out of that terrible Saints quarterback.
Well, your team is supposed to score 115 over Trevor's 109.
Okay.
Let me see what I can do.
I'm getting no points for Singletary right now in the.
That's true.
True. I'm going to go with I like the Jordan Love idea. I'm definitely pairing it with my guy Jayden Reed, 100,000%. Bringing it back with, oh man, I do like TJ. I'll put TJ in. Bowers, I'm going to get in my lineup as my flex. Bucky Irving is literally a guaranteed play. Oh man, I think I'm going to go. I like the Vegas idea, and maybe is Madison a waste? Madison feels like a waste. All right, I'll go Aaron Jones. I'm with you on that, and I need 2 receivers. Is there a cheap guy? I don't usually have a cheap guy. I don't. All right, I'll go with Trevor's guy Wicks, which leaves me 7,300 to get. Oh my God, Tyreek Hill. Boom. Okay. So Love, Irving, Jones, Reed, Wicks, Hill, Hawkinson, Bowers, Vegas. I kind of like this because I'm basically stacking that game and then throwing in Irving, Hill, and Bowers and feeling pretty good about it. Yeah. And Swami says to me that the Saints stink, which is true.
Yeah, I like the Raiders defense a lot too. I might change to them and get off of Philly, and that will make me a lot different because I'll be 800 less, I think, or 600 less. And if you're playing the FanDuel slate, you got to get on that night game.
What do you like about that game?
Atlanta, Washington. Atlanta secondary stinks. Jaden Daniels is going to be in almost all my lineups.
And McLaurin?
And McLaurin. They're going to hit a lot of my lineups and for FanDuel.
Questions. Would you play Jamison Crowder?
No. Chasing points.
Would you play Brian Robinson Jr.?
No.
Would you play Michael Penix?
No. You know, Penix did make the Millie Maker last week. He won the Millie Maker because the guy picked every right square. The second place did not have Penix, but Penix was in the Millie Maker. They picked every right square that was perfect.
That's pretty hard to do. Danger, would you play Drake London?
No.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Not with Penix.
Why is you're acting like Penix stinks?
Yeah, I am. Give him a year. I'm not playing him.
He looked better in one day than Kirk Cousins did all season.
He was playing the Giants.
That's true. All right, so what's our bottom line on this slate? Go all in on a couple of important games?
That's what I'm going to be doing for the most part. You know, the Vikings Packers game is going to probably be a high scoring game, and Tampa and Carolina is going to be. That's good. The only thing I don't like about it is it's chalky. So, you know, if you can pay down for that Raiders defense and be $1,000 lower, that's how you can get off the slate. And Singletary, you know, if he's starting, he's got to be in the lineup, I think.
Danger, Trevor just touched on it. I want to ask you this here.
Uh-huh.
If everybody's going to be on those 2 games, how do we get different?
I don't know that everybody is going to be on those 2 games. I mean, they're going to be a good amount on it, but I don't know. Sometimes it feels like we're trying to be too smart and get away from a game that we should just stay on. And so I think I just don't. I don't think I get away from it. I think I just play more exposure to it.
We really need Minnesota to win this week, because if they don't win next week, it's going to really hurt next week because they'll play the Lions next week. If the Vikings lose, I can see them resting players next week. We want that to be in play next week. So we need a big shootout game next week too.
Do you like Darnold over Love then, Trevor?
Oh, I think they're about equal. I kind of like Love more.
Okay. Now, if you won $1 million, Trevor, playing the Packers stack, would you be okay with that?
Yes, I'd be ecstatic.
Okay. Just checking.
I'm going to be watching that game at a local bar with my buddies. They're going to be all Packer fans. I'm going to be one of the few Viking fans there, and they'll like it if I win $1 million on a Packers stack, because then I'll be buying rounds, and that bar will stay open till 2.
You are a generous man. You are. All right, Danger. Give me your dangerous call of the week.
Oh, geez. Man. I think Barkley. I think Barkley gets over 100 yards, and I'm not scared of him. I think they're just going to give him the ball because they want him to get that record. I think he's a lock. I think people are going to stay away from him because, like we were saying before, and I'm just going to pay it. I'm just going to pay it and play it.
Trust in Trevor, pick of the week.
I think Mike Evans might be the top scoring wide receiver on the week, and for the long shot, it's going to be Wicks.
I like the Wicks thing. I'm going to go with my guy Tyreek Hill. I'm not going to back off now. If there's ever a week that he's going to do it, please let this be the week.
Love it.
All right. Remember, tomorrow night we've got Danger. You want to join us tomorrow night?
Unlikely, but maybe I'll pop in.
All right. You never know. The Swami says he wants to see Danger.
No.
Okay. All right. Tomorrow night we've got Friday Night Lights at about 9 p.m. and of course Saturday morning Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio from 8 to 10 a.m. Eastern. And then Sunday, get in our Discord. You want to win a fantasy championship? You want to win money in DFS? We're going to do that. For Danger and Trevor, this is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.